So here's the diesel heater ready to be assembled, and my parts came today, and I'm just going to show you this. Now this really is a no-brainer. So you're getting the two main gaskets, okay, those two, so it's that one and then the outer one. You're getting a atomizer, which comes with it free. You're getting the tool, which is perfect fit for it, and you're also getting a spare. This is like a major repair kit, so at £10, no, it's £12.90 I think it was. I'll put a link in the description below. This is a no-brainer to keep as a spare kit just in your toolbox, because it's so cheap, you know, that if it does go wrong, it's easy enough to take apart. You'll see that in the video, in the first part. Second part to put back together again. Everything's here, and then you'd end up with a spare glow plug and a spare gasket set anyway, and atomizer, and the actual tool to take the go plug out with. All right, so next will be reassemble gaskets. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention as well. So we're going to reassemble everything, the whole unit, put all the gaskets in step by step, and then we're going to test it. We're going to put a new tank on, battery, and go from there. And we've got all the wiring, loom and everything ready for it. So we'll do a full test to see if it works okay. Okay, now it's time to reassemble. In the background, I'm just going to show you, I've just turned that down. It's going like a steam train, still faithful, still good, 2 kilowatt for the gym. Lovely morning here now. Anyway, so you hear it ticking. I'm leaving it on because it's cold. Right, so the first thing that I've cleaned around where the gasket's going to sit. So this gasket can only go in one way round, and if you look, you'll see that's it virtually. Pop him in, line him up like that, and the next thing is the furnace. So this is going in next, and we'll line that up like so. You've got this rubber which has got to go in between the two slots. You can see that. I'll show you that in a second. Come on. There you go. So lowering it down. We'll line it up with the gasket. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Okay. Make sure you push home. Once it's down, push the rubber as far down as you'll go, because you need it flush across the surface, right? I did do a little bit of a bend on this diesel pipe because it was sitting slightly proud, so it's now against the unit, which is what I want it to be. Right, so you need the 3 bolts out of the box, and we'll put them in. Appropriate key. I'm not going to cinch it straight down. I'm just going to do the partial and just keep turning them until it gets down to the bottom, and then we're going to put them down all equal if we can. You're always going to get the odd. Oh, here we go. Got him. I think no, he's not doing very well. Hold on a sec. We don't want to cross thread these, remember. A little bit of jiggery pokery. That's got him. You'll see if it starts, if you're cross threading, because it's just not going to go. You're just going to jam it, and then it's not going to seat this plate down properly to seal the furnace. I presume it's called a furnace behind here. This is, I mean, the heat exchanger. That's the heat exchanger because it blows airs over it. I mean, you know, whatever you want to call it. There's different names for different things. Heat exchanger, furnace, combustion chamber. I like words. Right, so what we'll do is get all these down to the right. There's no torque, I don't think. There might be, I don't know. You might have to look in your manual for that. So that's it, and that one. And then what we do to tighten them, I'm not going to over tighten them because I can't get down there with that, so You put, like I said, I had a spanner before, but you can use whatever's at hand and just give them a tweak. Okay, using the tool just to lug around one more time with a little bit of a tweak on it. One more. Not mad, don't go mad. Just, that's it, beautiful. That'll do, that's it. So that's the furnishing. Stage 1 complete. Okay, step 2. Gasket on, can only go around one way. You might be able to take a bit to get a bit of a lining up. No, I don't mean that, when you get the other bit on. And then the top bit, I should only go one way round. Where are we looking? That's it. So he'll sit just like that. And we'll have to, you might have to just play with the gasket a little bit. Okay, then you want another bolt with a lock washer on. Okay, don't forget the lock washer. Just gently. There we go, got it. Just gently pop him in. Okay, and another one. I'll put the key in. No. We'll go opposite now. Like I said, you might have to play with the gasket a bit. There we go, perfect. No forcing, it should just be gentle. Another one. Right, I'll get these in and then we'll get them tight the same way. Okay, so they're all finger tight, and they're just, I'm just going just until they just grip. Alright, I'm not going to tighten them down until they're all equal. So I've done it finger tight, and I'm just going to, you'll see, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to start opposites again. I just give it a little bit of a tweak. Just remember which one you're doing. Okay, a little bit more on that one. You can tell, you can feel it, you know when you're up. Okay, so next one again. And this one opposite. But remember, I just like doing it. It's like taking a cylinder head off. You have to do it in sequence, and I like to do that because this is only light alloy. So okay, I'll carry on. Okay, and there we are with that bit. I was going to say with these anyway, if you've bought that kit I told you about, this little kit here, which you get everything with, and your gaskets. They're not, I'm going to say, yeah, they're not going to warrant this if it gets carboned up and smoked. They're going to say, well, you've done something wrong. And also to send one back, I think you're talking quite a few bucks to send that back. And also, who'd you send it to? I mean, the manufacturer, sometimes they'll just say no. So why not learn? For what they cost and the repair kit, even the computer if it goes wrong. I mean, this is cheap as chips. All this is just really cheap as chips. So it's great fun just to learn, don't panic, take it apart, clean it, imagine that experience you've got then. And even if you're away on the road, if you've got a spare kit with the spanner and an Allen key or whatever you want to call them in America, sorry folks, just do it. It's great fun, it's great fun. Now we're going to get the heater plug back in. We're going to use the original because I can't see anything wrong with it. Looks in pretty good nick to me. It's hardly done any work, this device, so we'll just put that back in. Easy enough to do. There we go. Not damaging the wire, just gently spinning it around, and there we go, it's reached that part. And we'll use the new tool. So, there we go. So we can use an Allen key to tighten him up. Remember, he wasn't over tight, so that could have been a problem. I don't think so. Well, I'm gonna. All right, that's a good one. This is a good key. That's a nice bit of tool, that. Okay, so then we want to gently now push this rubber back down through the wires and into the oh, pretty straightforward. See that? Just gently, and then push him down. Took me a bit, still a bit tricky, and you can see it sitting. There we go, it's better. So yeah, just push him down. Again, and I used a bit of a flathead screwdriver. It's quite tight between the plug and the casing. So do the best you can anyway. All right. When you're up to that stage, we've got that in. Make sure this is all nice and seated properly. Yeah, that's good. Right. Okay. Next thing, give it a spin. Because this is only pressed on, and if you do press it or damage it, it can catch, and then you've got to take it apart to get out the casing. So once you put it in the casing and you seat it in your vehicle, it's going to be a nightmare. All right, so make sure it just spins freely. So you got to remember how you took it out the casing. So we're sucking air through the port with the clip on. So we've got to push this back in. Remember, it was a bit tight, because it was a bit of a funny fit. That's it. There you go. It wasn't too bad, was it? Now make sure your wires are out of the way. That's out the way. And then perfect. Okie dokie. And now we've got to connect up the CPU now. If you grab your CPU or motherboard, whatever you want to call it, central processing unit, however you want. If you turn it up, sort of, it's going to sit like that because you've got the screw there and you've got the little push things. Remember that when we took it apart? There. So if we just turn it upside down a little bit, you'll see that they can only go on one way around. So we're doing it like that, and then we've got the bottom one. That one. Where's that bottom one? Oh, hold on. It's 2. Yeah. That's a bit weird. Hold on one sec. There's me getting a bit confused then. So on the red one goes to the bottom because it's only got 2 pins. You can see the 2 pins, and if you don't put them on right, it's not going to work. So it goes like so. That clips in there, and then this one, which is your fan motor, that fits like so. And then what you want to do, you want to make sure that all these wires are not touching any of the drive. Okay, so let's have a look. Now I'm just trying to think what the best way to do this. We could even come underneath with that one. I'm having a look. So all I'm doing is make sure the wires are tucked out. It won't go underneath. And that should be hit. And you'll double check anyway and triple check. And then put the side wire through into the casing. Okay. Then we've got another Allen, or nut, or whatever you want to call it, for the CPU. Woohoo! Make sure that's free. Okay. Make sure all that is away from the fan. Beautiful. Alright. Okay. Alright, now that's in. Make sure it's just right. And the next thing is put the, I'm going to lift it up now because the casing will be pushing against itself. So I'm going to hold the bottom like so, and then we're going to put the top casing on, which is pretty straightforward. It just slips underneath. That should be it. Not over tight. And there we go. Okay, if you enjoyed that video, that would be great if you could give it a thumbs up. Fantastic, and a like and or whatever. So all I used in tool wise. Tomorrow we'll do another video on firing up. I don't have time at the moment. I've got to get fuel and the exhaust and everything set up. So this is what I used, apart from the new one, which is here. So, and that's it. That's all I used. That's all I did. Except I used a screwdriver and whatnot to clean the cylinder out and blew it out. But apart from that, 2 Allen keys, not too sure what size they are, a long socket, and the actual valves, heat plug remover, and that's it. Really, pretty straightforward. So tomorrow it'll be I'll connect the fuel line, the exhaust. I don't know about the inlet. It doesn't really matter about that. I'll make sure it's nice and safe. Connect the fuel tank. I've got all that ear to go. I've got the wiring loom, and we'll give it a test. All right. Take care, and we'll see you in a bit.